Excuse me? Are you a friend of Marina by any chance? And it appears I've come to the right table. My name's Shadow. And you are? Right. You'll have to forgive me for not remembering. I'm terrible with names. It's a pleasure to finally meet you in person. I agree wholeheartedly. Blind dating was never on my bucket list. But Marina just wouldn't stop insisting that we're a perfect match, so I figured I had to give it a try. To be honest, I've never been on one of these before. Well, I have dated in the past. Casually, I mean. I haven't ever had a serious relationship, but what I mean is I've never been on a blind date. It's a different feeling. No, not a bad one. Not at all. I've just come a lot less prepared than I normally like to. Excuse me? I'm 23. Why do you ask? Are you alright? You look disappointed somehow. Did I do something wrong? Huh? Oh, well, she wasn't lying. People have called me Foxy before. You still look confused. Am I missing something? But I am a silver fox. What are you talking about? Did you not see the tail when I walked in? You must have been more nervous than you let on if you missed a detail like that. Why don't I remove my hat? Yes, those are ears. I'm a Kitsune. One with silver fur, to be exact. Oh my goodness, that's what you meant. I didn't realize. No, there's no need to apologize. It was a simple misunderstanding. Believe me, it's happened more often than you think. I understand if, you want to call things early. No hard feelings, I promise. You're sure? Well, thank you. I'm glad we can at least give this a shot. Indeed. Besides, keep this conversation going and you'll find I'm quite mature for my age, and in ways aside from my impeccable vocabulary. For starters, I'm actually a writer. It's not a full-time employment, unfortunately, but it performs well enough for side businesses. Oh, I write really mature novels, about mature things. It's fan fiction. Yeah, I'm a big writer in a few different fandoms. Enough that people donate to me and even commission stories. But it's only the most mature fandoms, I promise. After all, I only write for kids' fandoms when I'm commissioned to do so. So, why don't you tell me about your job? What do you do for a living? I see. And is that fulfilling? Then what's your dream job? If you could be famous for one thing, what would it be? How interesting. May I ask how you got into that? Unfortunately, I don't know much about those things, but I'm sure you'd be great at it. This isn't simple flattery. I know a passionate look when I see one. And as long as you have passion, you can do anything. Of course, I've seen people make the most convincing cosplays out there out of mere scraps just because they had passion. I mean, if I were the type to go to conventions, which I don't, obviously. So, how did you and Marina first meet? I see. A humble origin story, I suppose. My first meeting with her was a while. I was at my day job. I complimented her on her cartoon shirt and we hit off after that. I only knew that cartoon because I have a little cousin I babysit sometimes. That's all, really. This is a disaster. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to ignore you. I was just in my own thoughts, I suppose. What was the question again? Hobbies. Yes, well, I have very mature hobbies. Like, I play golf sometimes. Mini golf. I play mini golf sometimes. Waiter, would you take our order first, please? And I'll have the chicken tenders with fries, please. Oh, and ketchup on the side. On second thought, I should have ordered literally anything else. Stupid. Look, I'm sorry I didn't quite meet your expectations. I'm sure when we were told you'd be going on a blind date with the Silver Fox, you wanted someone who was much older and more mature than me. But that's just not who I am. I'm a geeky kid at heart. Just one with an adult body. Really? Are you sure you're not upset? But didn't you want to date a silver fox? Oh, well, then, don't I feel silly now? I suppose you don't mind me too much then? That's great to hear. I'll be honest, it's been quite refreshing to know I'm not expected to be super mature all the time. I already put up that facade at work, and it's exhausting. Hey, looks like I found something we can both relate to. Not too shabby if I do say so myself. What do you think? Am I suave enough yet? Am I sweeping you off your feet? If you're waiting for that to happen, you might have to be patient. I can write that way in stories, but only because I know how the other character will react. Flirting in real life is an entirely different game, like throwing darts at a moving target. Well, I suppose we can figure things out together then, if you don't mind. That's great to hear. Oh, are you sure you want to read my stories? They're rather geeky and a tiny bit self-indulgent. If you sure, I'll pull up my username for you. Oh, I've written a modest number. Only a few